being held under the theme Investing in Vision 25 by 2025. And I'm telling you, the president is in my peripheral vision. I can literally see him. He has stopped a little bit talking to students, shaking hands of students of the Bishop's High School, and the president engaging those students. Have got the other heads of government as well from CARICOM. Here I can see Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Keith Rowley. I can also see Mrs. Carrot as well. Dr. Rowley, and I can also see John Antonio Briseno, the Prime Minister of Belize as well, in school. I can also see the Agriculture Minister in that vicinity as well. And I see Mia Motley making her way to join the other heads of government as well, engaging those students of the Bishop's High School. And of course, remember, we're all here to open the Agri Investment Forum and Expo. They're just taking a little bit of time to engage those students. We've got a number of schools represented here. We've got students from the Guyana School of Agriculture. We've also got students from the St. Joseph High School. We've got students from the St. Stanislaus College as well represented here. President Ali shaking hands with the students, and they're making their way to the ribbon where they will be cutting the ribbons. And I think President Ali is also, he has stopped a little bit, engaging a gentleman there himself, and Dr. Rowley, along with Mia Motley as well. I can see her as well as the Secretary General of CARICOM. I can see her gathered there as well. Dr. Ashley Singh is just behind the president as well. President is continuing with his handshakes and meeting persons who were gathered here today. Is a very significant day, historic day in Guyana. It's the inaugural Agri-Investment Forum and Expo, the first of its kind. Significant again, like we mentioned earlier in our broadcast, given the fact that we're really looking to lower our food import bill in the region, which is at $6 billion thereabout. And everything that is being done here in Guyana over the next 3 days or so is an initiative by CARICOM, as well as with the government of Guyana, joint initiative that is, to ensuring that we really stay on top of the this issue of food security in the region. The president, of course, would have stopped again, engaging students of the Guyana School of Agriculture. Dr. Rowley is next to him. They're engaging students, shaking hands. I'm sure this is a proud moment for many students who are getting an opportunity to shake hands of leaders from throughout the region, engaging them in conversation. Certainly very historic and significant for those students as well. They've literally made their way close enough to the ribbons, but they're not there just yet, as the president is making his way over again to engage other students. He's engaging students of Queen's College. I see some young men and women there proudly wearing their uniforms, as the president is definitely engaging those young people. Remember, young people, of course, there's a bright future in agriculture for young people. We've heard all the encouragement this morning from leaders in CARICOM, encouraging young persons to take up those opportunities that are available in agriculture. And it's just one of those things, I'm sure, where with the right type of investment, young persons throughout, not just here in Guyana, but across the region as well, will be capitalizing on those opportunities that are available in agriculture. Like I said, we're just moments away before the ribbons are cut here, which signals the official opening of the Investment Forum and Expo right here at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. We've got so many exhibitors that are gathered here, about over 100 of them already with their booths and stuff. I can tell you, when you have an opportunity to come down here and have a walkthrough of those booths, you'll be blown away, given the mere fact that how these guys have literally transformed what we know as it relates to booths and stuff like that. It was just a traditional tent, but now it's way past that. We've got booths here with air conditioned. I saw some companies, Caribbean Chemicals. There's a company from Jamaica, Massey Motors. All of these major companies are represented here. Companies from throughout the region in Barbados. We got companies from Trinidad and Tobago, and they're about to cut the ribbon, which officially opens up the expo to the general public for those persons who are watching at home. I see the president there. I see John Antonio Briseno, the Prime Minister of Belize. I see the Minister of Agriculture there in the vicinity as well. I also see the Honorable Gaston Brown as well, Prime Minister of Antigua. Keith Rowley as well, standing next to the president, and they're literally about to cut the ribbon, which officially opens up the expo here to the general public. And again, pretty significant day here in Guyana, given the very fact that we've seen so many investors, so many persons and companies, representative of companies gathered here at the Arthur Chung Convention Center. Well, it has officially been cut, and that signals the official opening of the Agri Investment Forum and Expo here at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. The ribbon was just cut by His Excellency the President, along with other leaders from throughout CARICOM, who are here at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. The camera guys will stay with the team as they are about to have a walkthrough of the exhibits. They're going to be visiting the different exhibitors which are gathered here, like I said, and you got a plethora of them, so many of them from throughout the region, so many local investors, so many local exhibitors are here as well, as everybody is looking to capitalize on opportunities that will be available given the fact that we are here for the very first Agri Investment Forum and Expo. All right, so I think the president is engaging members of the media there a little bit. The regional leaders are there with him as well, and continuing their engagement with students. Again, a very proud moment for students, high school students across Guyana who get an opportunity to engage with leaders from throughout CARICOM. Again, some schools represented here. I see Queen's College, I see Bishop's High School, I also see St. Stanislaus, St. Joseph's High, and those are some of the schools represented, as well as the Ghana School of Agriculture. The engagements continue there with leaders of CARICOM, with some students from Queen's College. And again, we're talking about young people getting involved in agriculture. Very integral if we're going to be really looking to boost in terms of our production in agriculture. And using technology is going to be vital as relates to that. Young people we know are very good and integral when it comes to the use of technology. And I'm sure it can be encouraged to boost our production. And that will go a really long way in terms of food security for the region. The engagements continue with the leaders of CARICOM. As the president there speaking with other members of those schools. Right, so the walkabout is about to happen. What we'll do is we will allow you to enjoy the natural sounds, and we will continue with our commentary in just a few.
You coming out? Tell me.
Watermelon?
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world.
The low coastal plains,
plenty rice and sugar cane. Same Guyanese blood in our vein. So make we burn out the hatred, time for erase it. Can't make that destroy. 6 race I share the same space in this 83,000 square miles.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world.
Brother is a brother, no matter which religion is you. Could a Buddhist, Christian, Muslim, Hindu. Sister is a sister, real and true. One big pot of culture brew.
And all of we together could really make this dream come true of a brighter Guyana for me and you. Ocean to mountains, hear this tune. Take it cool.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world. Love runs deep like a beautiful rivers for Guyana. Oh, and when we stand as one, mighty like Mount Jerima, for Guyana, for Guyana. Our life would be beautiful, just like Guyana. She's blessed us with her own, just gotta embrace her. They say one and alone can't clap, so let's put our hands together. Give her a standing ovation, this great nation, a little gem of this world, yeah. A place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our
Right, continuing with our coverage, of course, you just saw the cutting of the ribbons by His Excellency the President, as well as regional leaders who definitely participated in that ceremony. Again, they're continuing their engagement there with persons who are having their booths here on display at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. Next to the President, we see the Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley. Next to her, we've got the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Dr. Keith Rowley as well, as they continue their engagements with students in that vicinity. Like I mentioned, we've got over 100 exhibitors gathered here at the conference center. We've got exhibitors from throughout the region. We would have spoken to a few of them earlier. We have some persons from Trinidad and Tobago. We've got persons from Barbados. Mentioned we've got booths from Jamaica as well. We've also got some from the US, some persons from Ghana as well that are here. So the exhibition is definitely well supported, and given the mere fact that it's very significant, the importance of such an event as well, given the mere fact that we're really trying to lower our food import bill by 25% by 2025. It's one of those things which the region, CARICOM in itself, sees as very, very integral in terms of us being able to do so. I had an opportunity to walk through, like I mentioned earlier, I had an opportunity to sample some of what is on display here at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. We got fruits, vegetables, we got agro-processors, we got the major companies as well in the country here doing their thing, you know, showcasing what they have to offer. And of course, everybody's looking forward to tap into opportunities that are available in agriculture here in Guyana and of course throughout the region, because integrally what we are looking to do as a region is to ensuring that even as we strive for food security, barriers which the regional leaders would have spoken about in terms of trade, those are one of the things, of course, which will come up at these the discussions in terms of the forums, how we can really put systems in place to ensure that we really ease those barriers for trade and investment throughout the region. Because if, like the Prime Ministers and the President himself would have mentioned, if we're going to be doing this, we really do need to do it now. It's not about talking anymore. We've been in so many engagements over the past years, and of course we're really looking to seriously make inroads into ensuring that as a region we can really supply ourselves with food. One of the things I must mention which stood out to me earlier is the fact Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley, when she spoke about the fact that you got about some 18 million persons here in the region, and if we're looking to feed those persons who are residing in the region, irrespective of whichever territory you're from, then of course we really do need to invest in agriculture, and of course ensure that we capitalize on those opportunities that are available. Not just the 18 million people, but of course we're allowing people to come to the Caribbean. The Caribbean is known as a tourism destination. We've got so many persons coming here as well. As relates to that, we must be able to feed those persons as well once they come into the region. I like the fact that she said that you can't have persons coming into the region and using canned stuff from outside of the region. As a region, we are, capable enough to produce all of those things, fresh fruit, juices, and all of these things which can be consumed by persons who are coming to the region for tourism to enjoy our destinations. And integrally, as relates to that, they must be able to enjoy our local cuisine just the same way, in terms of instead of using items from outside of the region. Just to recap, in terms of if you would have missed those addresses earlier, one of the things that Dr. Carla Barnett, the Secretary General of CARICOM, she would have mentioned, she made mention of the fact that investing in Vision 25 is not just a concept, but one that CARICOM deems a necessity, and that in itself, she said, we must act now. Dr. Barnett spoke about CARICOM's resilience shown during the pandemic, which can be translated into our aim for food security in the region. As a people, we're very, very resilient indeed, and we would have seen that during the pandemic. So in itself, in terms of us being able to achieve food security, one of those things we must tap into is our resilience, which was shown during that period, or the pandemic, which we are still going through. On your screens, you're seeing images there of the school children, which I mentioned earlier. We've got those students there from the St. Stanislaus College, and they're talking there to the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Dr. Keith Rowley. And again, it must be a treat for those students who are gathered here, get an opportunity to engage with leaders from throughout the region. Continuing in terms of what was said this morning, Dr. Barnett also mentioned that tough decisions must be made by governments in agriculture to provide financing to support producers and farmers, and that in itself is very significant. We've got a number of financial institutions that are here as part of the Investment Forum and Expo. We've got Republic Bank. I know Demara Bank as well is here. We've also got the Caribbean Development Bank as well. Some persons, representatives are here as relates to that. So that in itself should be able to address that issue of financing to ensure that as a region we can seriously make inroads into slashing our food import bill by 25%. If we are going to do that, financing is critical to that process. His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, during his address, would have spoken to the fact that the uptake in production in terms of wheat and maize and fish production and other produce as well, the demand for these increases annually. Of course, one of the things we're looking to ramp up production with all of these things, the demand for that increases, so we must ensure that we put systems in place to meet those demands. Business development partnerships between private and public sectors in agriculture. The President would have spoken to that as well. There must be partnerships if we're really looking to make inroads into this whole bill in terms of the $6 billion that we've been spending over the years for food import. President Ali also spoke about the goal of increased production in rice and fish and shrimp by 2030, with increased investment in other areas of agriculture as well. And of course, we're really, really looking to ensure that as a region, we can meet the demand that is there. And with those increased investment in those areas, I'm sure as a region, we can be able to meet that whole goal of food security that we are striving for. President Ali also highlighted the cooperation between Guyana and Barbados. We know that we share a very strong relationship between Barbados and Guyana. And that is known given the fact that we have the whole Black Belly Sheep Initiative, which was launched recently in Region 5. Region 5 is known as the agriculture center, so to speak, of the country, or the agriculture region of the country. And that is one of the things, that initiative, the Black Belly Sheep Initiative, is going to boost that particular investment there and opportunities available in terms of agriculture. We've got also that food terminal in Barbados that is going to be set up to ensure that we have produce and products from Barbados and from Guyana, and that are going to be showcased there, and another area of cooperation between those two countries. Well, one of the things I must mention is the fact that the president highlighted that a fertilizer plant will be set up here locally, and this will help to meet the demand, not just locally, but regionally as well. And I know when Dr. Rowley would have spoken earlier about that in terms of the fertilizer plant. Of course, everybody is basically looking forward to that initiative, which will benefit all countries that are involved as it relates to CARICOM. We know that the chair of CARICOM, and that is John Antonio Brasinho, the Prime Minister of Belize, during his address, he spoke about the leading role President Ali is playing in CARICOM as we strive towards the goal of food security in the region. He applauded and commended Dr. Ali's vision and the initiatives shown already as we really look to tackle food security in the region. Prime Minister Brasinho posited that the President's vision is realistic and is imperative for the region if we're going to be achieving food security. And it's very, very important, given John Brasinho's role, the Prime Minister of Belize, given that he's the current chair of CARICOM. It's very, very important that we have CARICOM support as a country as we really look to secure ourselves as the bread basket of the Caribbean. And that has already been highlighted on so many occasions, given the fact that as a country we're blessed with an abundance of fresh water, an abundance of land that can be utilized to ensure that we really produce fruits, vegetables, anything that we can find in the US and in Europe can be grown right here in Guyana, given the mere fact that we have such an abundance of resources. With the right investment, I'm sure as a country we can be able to get to that point. The Prime Minister of Belize also spoke about the importance of the removal of the market barriers of trade if we are going to achieve food security, and that is one of the things which most leaders this morning during their presentation spoke about. And it's very, very important. A barrier of trade cannot be allowed. If we're going to really look to tap into and capitalize on opportunities for investment in agriculture, that's one of the things which is very, very important for us to be able to remove those barriers in trade, because it's one of those things which the Prime Minister of Dominica, he would have spoken about as well during his presentation, given the fact that Dominica is known for ginger and avocado, and he would also alluded to the fact that it's easier to export those things to markets like Europe and the US, and the difficulties in doing so to countries right here in the region. So trade barrier, of course, is one of those things which comes up in conversations that they will have. All right, again on your screens, if you're just joining us, we've just had the ribbon cutting ceremony, which officially opens up the Agri Investment Forum and Expo here. The exhibitors, which are on the parking lot of the Chung Conference Center. We've got over 100 of them, like I mentioned. We've got so many of them from throughout the region that are here. We spoke to a few of them from Trinidad and Tobago, from Barbados. There are some persons from Jamaica as well that are here, from the US. We've got Suriname that is represented here as well. We've got some companies from Africa that are here, and of course those major companies here in Guyana, as well as those now, or the startup agro-processors, so to speak, and those that have established themselves. They're right here. So if you're watching us at home and you want to come down to the Arthur Chung Conference Center, you can do so because the exhibition has been officially opened, and you can definitely come down and capitalize on deals and steals, as we all do love. The Arthur Chung Conference Center has been transformed with lots of hard work. I must tell you, if you come here and you find some cows, or if you see some horses in the compound, don't be alarmed. It's we're talking about agriculture, and these animals are, if I can say, secured in some fancy pens which are created by the guys, the hardworking guys here. And like I said, Guyana is really blessed when it comes to an abundance of resources, and we know that we can meet the need in every single area, and not just traditional sectors. But the president would have alluded to the fact that Guyana is looking to diversify and to get into other areas that are not traditional, so to speak. We're looking at hemp production. We got the hemp legislation, which was tabled and passed in the National Assembly recently. We've also got we're looking to tap into areas of soybean production. We're heading into that area as well. We got corn, and all these things are already grown. And I was surprised when I learned recently that we grow grapes here in Guyana as well. So other areas is definitely going to be tapped into. And one of the things I must tell you is a large turnout. If you're looking at us on your screens, if you are following us on radio, what I must tell you is that we've got a very, very large turnout here at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. This morning we saw a very large turnout as well at the National Cultural Center, where we had the opening ceremony, and that has transcended itself into what we're seeing here at the Arthur Chung Conference Center, with the volume of persons who have literally taken an opportunity to come out here to see and engage those exhibitors from not just here in Guyana, but exhibitors from throughout the regions. We've got ministers of government that have taken the opportunity as well to talk and interact with those persons who are exhibiting, or exhibitors here at the Arthur Chung Conference Center, and taking the opportunity to speak with students as well of the various schools which are represented out here as well. You can stay with us as we continue our coverage of the Agri Investment Forum and Expo at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. Remember, it's the inaugural, it's the first one, the first of its kind. We've got so many persons gathered here, and we'll allow you to enjoy some scenes and some sights, and we'll come right back with some more coverage of the Expo and exhibition at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. Stay with us. We're going to be right back in just a few.
Such a beautiful country with love and people in harmony. I'm so amazed to live in such a beautiful country with love and people in harmony.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world.
Yeah, some are we born on the hills, some on the low coastal plains. Plenty rice and sugar cane, same Guyanese blood in our vein. So make we burn out the hatred, time for erasing. Can't make that destroy. 6 race I share the same space in this 83,000 square miles.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world.
Brother is a brother, no matter which religion is you. Could a Buddhist, Christian, Muslim, Hindu. Sister is a sister, real and true. One big part of culture brew.
And all of we together could really make this dream come true of a brighter Guyana for me and you. Ocean to mountains, hear this tune. Take it cool. We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world. My love runs deep like a beautiful rivers for Guyana. Oh, and when we stand as one, mighty like Mount Jerima. For Guyana, for Guyana. Our life would be beautiful, just like Guyana. She's blessed us with her own, just to embrace her. They say, one and alone can't clap, so let's put our hands together. Give her a standing ovation, this great nation, a little gem of this world, yeah. A place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana. It's paradise, it's our world.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our
Bire mazak wuro nogong moro wia kok manoro tiji ningai.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world.
So amazed to live in such a beautiful country with loving people in harmony. I'm so amazed to live in such a beautiful country with loving people in harmony.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world.
Yeah, some are we born on the hills, some on the low coastal plains. Plenty rice and sugar cane, same Guyanese blood in our vein. So make we burn out the hatred, time for erasing. Can't make that destroy. 6 race I share the same space in this 83,000 square miles.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world.
Brother is a brother, no matter which religion is you. Could a Buddhist, Christian, Muslim, Hindu. Sister is a sister, real and true. One big pot of culture brew.
And all of we together could really make this dream come true of a brighter Guyana for me and you. Ocean to mountains, hear this tune. Take it cool.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world. My love runs deep like a beautiful rivers for Guyana. Oh, when we stand as one, mighty like Mount Jerima. For Guyana, for Guyana. Our life would be beautiful, just like Guyana. She's blessed us with her own, just to embrace her. They say, one and alone can't clap, so let's put our hands together. Give her a standing ovation, this great nation. nation, a little gem of this world, yeah. Place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana. It's paradise, it's our world.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our
Bire mazak wura nagong Morawia got manoro tijit ningay.
We are one Guyana, place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world.
So amazed to live in such a beautiful country with loving people in harmony. I'm so amazed to live in such a beautiful country with loving people in harmony.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world.
Yeah, some are we born on the hills, some on the low coastal plains. Plenty rice and sugar cane. Same Guyanese blood in our vein. So make we burn out the hatred, time for erasing. Can't make that destroy. Six race I share the same.
Continuing with our coverage here at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. Of course, I'm standing right here in the exhibition area. We mentioned earlier the amount of persons that have gathered here at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. We've got a very large turnout. Persons are literally taking an opportunity to visit various booths that are here. Like I mentioned, we've got so many persons, not just local exhibitors, we've got exhibitors from throughout the region as well. But just behind me, or to my left, so to speak, we've got one exhibitor right here, and this company is a Trinidadian company. And like I said, given the fact that we've spoken about regional exhibitors as well, this is another company that is here at the exhibition today as part of the Agri Investment Forum and Expo. Not too far from where I'm standing, I just saw the First Lady to get an opportunity as well to visit booths, engage those persons who are in those booths as well, and definitely supporting the initiative as well. This afternoon, regional agencies are going to participate in a roundtable discussion, and we've got so many donor agencies that are going to be a part of that. It's an initiative, of course, like you mentioned, with the government of Guyana and CARICOM. And to give you an idea of some of those donor agencies we're talking about, we've got IDB Invest, the Inter-American Development Bank. We've got the IFC-WB, which is the Inter-Financial Corporation of the World Bank. We've also got the CDB, which is the Central Development Bank. We've got FAO, the Food and Agriculture Organization. We've got ICA, the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, and that is the International Organization of the Americas, specializing in agriculture and rural well-being. Another agency as well that's going to be participating in those discussions is the WFP, or the World Food Program, the Food Assistance Branch of the United Nations. It is the world's largest humanitarian organization focused on hunger and food security. and the largest provider of school meals. We've got some Global Affairs Canada as well. We've got USAID, the United States Agency for International Development, the UK, United Kingdom, and RBI Republic Bank Limited as well are going to be participating as well in these discussions. Again, like I mentioned, we're standing here in the exhibition area where persons are taking an opportunity to visit those various booths. The exhibitors out here getting an opportunity to engage with the exhibitors, and of course getting an opportunity to see what they themselves can tap into, maybe can walk away with. If you're still at home and you're wondering what's happening at the Arthur Chung Conference Center, it's the Agri Investment Forum and Expo, which has been launched, officially opened today at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. We got the ribbon cutting just a little while ago. His Excellency the President, as well as those regional leaders, would have been involved rather in that exercise. And continuing, just in case you would have missed what was said this morning in terms of our regional leaders and all those persons who were here supporting this initiative, the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, Gaston Brown, would have alluded to the fact that CARICOM, if we're in a position rather to achieve food security, we must develop an inclusive development and policy, and that deals with trade barriers, logistics, and so many other areas. And again, we spoke about trade barriers as well. That's another thing that came up this morning by all the leaders who are very, very passionate about ensuring that we remove those barriers for trade and logistics if we're really going to tackle this issue of food security in the region. Again, like I said, we're here in the area, the exhibition area. We've got so many exhibitors out here, or just over 100 of them, thereabout, out here at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. And everybody from within the Guyana, from throughout the Caribbean, everybody are definitely here. Listen, it's been a lot of hard work that has gone into ensuring that the facility looks as amazing as it does now. Just yesterday when you were here, the guys were still putting the finishing touches, so to speak, to those booths, ensuring that you get an opportunity to be here as we are now to participate in this expo. The president
a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana. It's proud.
With its vast tracts of arable lands, both on its coastal plains as well as its intermediate and hinterland savannas, Guyana offers the unique opportunity for large-scale agriculture undertakings in every area of endeavor, be it crops or livestock, fisheries and aquaculture, agro-processing, and other forms of value-added production, etc. The lush tropical climate, coupled with thousands of acres of fertile virgin lands, offer the perfect environment for sustainable agriculture. Guyana has managed to maintain...
Your colleague, if I'm going to bring you into the conversation, you mentioned he's from the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States. Talk to us about the importance. I know agriculture is a big thing in those islands in the OECS. We've got a lot of countries that are involved in agriculture, but talk to us from a holistic perspective in terms of CARICOM, how important it is for us as a region to be able to meet the goal that we're really looking for in terms of lowering our food import bill by 25%.
Well, we've learned a lot from the beginning of COVID. We realized that we cannot be dependent on the import of food from outside of the region. So now we need to re-strategize and refocus on trying getting food from our CARICOM neighbors, because the issues of transportation that's arising, the food supply from out is no longer guaranteed. And from that perspective alone, we have to redouble our efforts to work together and to produce food as a region.
One of the overwhelming themes that we saw coming out of many of those discussions this morning and presentations by leaders is the whole issue of trade barriers and logistics and being able to move goods freely throughout the region. From a CARICOM perspective, I know you're in another official capacity, but we're talking about how important is that in terms of being able to break down those barriers if we're really going to advance the agriculture systems in the region.
What I can tell you, there's more than work in progress. There's more than work in progress. There are a whole heap of policies, guidelines, and also protocols that have been developed to deal particularly with that. And I'm suspecting with the new ministerial task force that is headed and chaired by certainly Honorable Mustafa from Guyana, we should see some movements taking place. We should see agreements, and we should be able to move the needle, and we should see that intra-regional trade that we're looking for taking place and happening.
Gentlemen, I must thank you for talking to us this morning, and I wish you the very best as you walk about and participate in the activities here this afternoon.
And thank you, and do enjoy.
Awesome stuff. All right, great. So that was a representative there from CARICOM, as well as a representative from the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States as well, sharing their sentiments as relates to what they think about the Expo, the Agri Investment Forum. And Expo, remember, is the first of its kind here at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. We've got so many people out here. We've got so many groups represented, so many schools represented, and everybody is literally taking an opportunity to participate and to capitalize on those deals and those steals. What I must mention to you is the fact that we've got over 100 exhibitors here at the ACCC. We've got exhibitors from throughout the region, from Trinidad and Tobago, from Barbados. We've got exhibitors from Jamaica. We've got exhibitors from the United States. We've got exhibitors from Africa, from Ghana as well. And we've got over 62 local exhibitors as well, agro-processors that are here as part of the Investment Forum and Expo. We've got persons from as far as the Quarantine region. We've got exhibitors as far as Rupununi, I was told. We've got literally persons represented from throughout Guyana here at the exhibition and expo. I've got some ladies here. I'm not sure if they're going to be talking to us, but I'm going to put you ladies on spot. Good afternoon, ladies. We're actually live at the moment. We're live on television on NCN. I want to just trying to figure what you guys think about the expo. What are your impressions thus far?
Well, today is the first day, as we all know, but so far it's a wealth of information, a lot of creativity, and we're looking forward to the next couple of days.
Sorry, are you from Guyana? I'm getting an accent.
No, we're from Antigua Barbuda.
Antigua Barbuda. All right, I know your Prime Minister would have spoken this morning and spoken passionately so about trade barriers and us being, if we're really looking to achieve food security, it's our time to act now. Talk to us about what you think about the expo so far.
Oh, well, so far the opening ceremony was good. I can tell you, and all the speakers, all the heads of government, they spoke well, and I'm hoping that we will be able to work together to achieve their aims and objectives. But so far, the expo is good, and I'm happy to see that we are moving in the right direction. At least we are now utilizing and processing what we grow in order to reduce waste. But like one of the speakers said, we need to re-educate our people as to our consumption pattern, as to what we eat naturally, and how do we continue to do that particular education. So I think so far, once we all can dedicate ourselves to our development, we get to the promised land.
I want to bring you in here now. I'm wondering what your thoughts are as it relates to us as a region collectively really tackling this whole issue of food security. How important is that for us as a region to be able to work together to accomplish the goal of reducing our food import bill by 25% by 2025?
Well, I think we're poised to do that, and Guyana being the host for this exhibition, I think it was a great idea. We have lots to see, lots to learn about. Incidentally, I'm Guyanese, studied here, but I'm living and working in Antigua. So I'm happy to be home at the same time, and I feel good. Very impressive.
I'm putting you guys on the spot. I know you said you're Guyanese, but you're Antiguan. You've had an opportunity to sort of salivate and enjoy some of our local cuisine. What is the one thing that you have enjoyed so far?
I'm gonna say the dal puri. Yeah, the dal puri.
Awesome. So how about you?
Yeah, I love the bakes. The bakes was wonderful. Wonderful.
All right, you're Guyanese. What do you enjoy?
Everything. Everything. I'm at home. Nice.
All right, great. Thanks for talking to us. Great. Lyndon Davidson. We're actually live on TV at the moment. Right. Right, so we're continuing with our live coverage here at the Arthur Chung Conference Center as part of the exhibition and expo. We've got so many persons here from throughout the region, as you would have heard just now, not just Guyanese, but persons throughout the region that are taking an opportunity to really enjoy what is on display this afternoon. Various companies, we got agro processors from throughout the regions, we got fresh fruits and vegetables, and we mentioned we got some cattle here as well outside, just not too far away from where we are as well. You got cattle in that vicinity. So if you're watching us at home, it has been officially opened. You can definitely come down right here at the Arthur Chung Conference Center and grab an opportunity to see what we're really talking about when we're talking about ensuring as a region that we really meet the need in terms of food security, because we have everything in the region that can be able to meet that goal that we're really talking about in terms of reducing our food import bill by 2025. We've got so many persons here. Remember the president and the other leaders as well. They're making their way slowly but surely to these parts. They're currently engaging and interacting with some exhibitors out in another part of the exhibition area. It's a very large area. The entire area was literally transformed to what it is now, and like I said to you before, it's not just your regular tents anymore when you're talking about booths and stuff like that. These guys have really stepped it up the notch in terms of what you see on display. We've got some booths that are fully air conditioned as well. When you come through here, you'll be blown away as it relates to what you will see at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. There's so much happening here, so much activity, so much hype, so many persons from various government ministries. We got various government ministers out here, different agencies. I saw some staff members of the Ministry of Finance a little while ago. We got the persons from the Ministry of Tourism that are out here. We got persons from Go Invest as well. I saw a Go Invest booth, and Go Invest is really, really important and integral if we're really looking at investment in Guyana. Remember, it's an investment forum and expo, so Go Invest, of course, is playing an integral role as it relates to ensuring that investors get an opportunity to really capitalize on those opportunities in agriculture. We've got some investors from throughout the Caribbean. We've got investors from as far as Europe, as North America, and I'm sure those persons are going to be looking at opportunities in agriculture to be able to ensure that, you know, we as a region can be food secure if we're really going to tackle this entire issue of reducing our food import bill. And so lots to look forward to with all the discussions that will be happening this afternoon. Lots of persons gathered here at the Arthur Chung Conference Center, and I'm sure persons will be getting an opportunity to really see what those companies, not just here in Guyana, but companies throughout the region, what they have to offer, and some of the things that they themselves can take advantage of as it relates to the exhibition and some of the booths that are out here this afternoon. All right, so one thing I must tell you as well, this morning we had the opening ceremony. We've got leaders from throughout the region that were here and persons who would have given their take in terms of their address and remarks that were made at the opening ceremony. Just a reminder, we've got Prime Minister from Barbados, we've got the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, we've got the Prime Minister of Dominica, we've got the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago here as well. We've got as well representative from Montserrat. We've got also persons from the Deputy Prime Minister of the Bahamas as well here this afternoon, and of course this morning they would have given their remarks as it relates to the conversation of food security in the Caribbean, as we're really looking to lower our food import bill, which is $6 billion, a whopping $6 billion, and that in itself is very, very significant. And given that we're really looking to reduce that by 25%, all those leaders had an opportunity to contribute to the conversation, including the Prime Minister of Barbados, the Honorable Mia Motley, as well, who would have given her remarks this morning. As we continue our conversation here, we're going to be looking for persons to engage them as well as they, pass by, just to get an opportunity or a sense of what they think, how they feel about the expo here at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. I know that we've got our drones as well in the air, and the guys can give you an aerial shot as relates to what is happening on the ground, and just an aerial view to get a sense of the fact that the ACC has literally been transformed to what it is now. Given all the activity and the hype surrounding the Agri Investment Forum and Expo 2022. too. So what I will do is that I will give you an opportunity to enjoy some more scenes and some more sights here at the ACC, and we'll come right back in just a few as we get a couple of persons to share their views and their thoughts with us as relates to what they think about the Agri Investment Forum and Expo. So the technical guys are going to be taking you through some scenes and some sights as we definitely participate in the Agri Investment Forum and Expo here at the Arthur Chung Conference Center.
With its vast tracts of arable lands, both on its coastal plains as well as its intermediate and hinterland savannas, Guyana offers the unique opportunity for large-scale agriculture undertakings in every area of endeavor, be it crops or livestock, fisheries and aquaculture, agro-processing, and other forms of value-added production, etc. The lush tropical climate, coupled with thousands of acres of fertile, virgin lands, offer the perfect environment for sustainable agriculture. Guyana has managed to maintain the status of an agriculture powerhouse across the region. Now that the government has plans to expand, investors are being invited to take advantage of all there is to offer from Guyana's very lucrative agriculture sector. Rice production has been at the helm of Guyana's agriculture sector for decades. As time passed, the government has been taking the necessary steps to ensure advances are made in the sector. Over the years, new varieties with improved qualities have been developed and put into cultivation. These varieties have been specially developed to be more resistant to pests and diseases and produce higher yields, allowing farmers to harvest more tons per acre. Guyana has also partnered with the International Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, ICA, on the cultivation of a biofortified rice variety. Although still in the trial phase, this variety promises to be a game changer as it has a higher percentage of zinc, one of the only trace minerals considered a major player in the creation of DNA, growth of cells, building proteins, healing of damaged tissue, and supporting a healthy immune system. Once commercial production commences, this variety will attract preferential prices on the world market. Upon taking office back in 2020, the government, upon examining what were some of the main commodities being imported into Guyana and the need to make agriculture attractive to its younger population, began working on a plan in January. Guyana's head of state, President Dr. Irfaan Ali, launched the Agriculture and Innovation Entrepreneurship Program. This program targets youths from across the country and it creates an enabling environment for them to cultivate high-value crops such as carrots, broccoli, and cauliflower, and utilizes climate-smart agricultural practices such as the use of shade houses. To date, 54 shade houses have been constructed. Markets for these commodities are also readily available, and the program has been extremely successful thus far. Corn and soybeans are two of the main sources of protein for animal feed. As Guyana moves forward with the development of its livestock sector, steps have been taken to be able to produce most, if not all, of the feed needed to support the sector locally by 2025. A successful project is currently underway in the Tucama Savannas in Region 10, with a local conglomerate realizing a successful harvest from its first trial. In its efforts to support this project, the government has allocated $887 million to upgrade the infrastructure, such as roads, storage, and drying facilities, to support the efforts of the investors in the intermediate savannas. Great advances have also been made in Guyana's livestock sector. More emphasis is now being placed on the production of improved breeds of cattle to supply the local and regional markets with required cuts of meat, milk, and other dairy products. Attention is also being placed on improved breeds of poultry, swine, sheep, and goat, given the growing demand for chicken, duck, pork, mutton, and goat meat. The government continues to support these efforts through the provision of artificial insemination services and other genetic material. Government has also advanced plans for the construction of state-of-the-art abattoirs in 3 regions of the country to support the development of the sector and meet the quality standards expected. In 2022, Guyana exported more than $2.5 billion worth of coconuts and coconut byproducts. This represents a $600 million increase over the year 2020. The Hope Coconut Industries Limited is tasked with spearheading the advancement of the sector by providing farmers across the country with quality planting materials, mainly through the decentralization of its coconut seedlings program. Already 7 nurseries have been established, and by the end of 2022, an additional 3 nurseries will be built, bringing HCIL's annual production capacity to 206,000 seedlings. Other non-traditional crops such as cocoa and coffee, ginger, and turmeric are grown in Guyana's hinterland and are also being targeted for expansion. A relatively new and thriving subsector focused on extending the shelf life and adding value to traditional agricultural produce and providing local alternatives to products that were previously imported. Guyana's agro-processing sector has the potential to be one of the largest and most prominent in the region. This year, $96 million will be spent to establish a number of agro-processing and packaging facilities across the country in hopes of providing ready markets for produce, be it fruits, vegetables, sauces, or cosmetics. The expanding aquaculture industry has also been taking center stage given the growing demand for seafood native to Guyana's waters in the diaspora. Brackish water shrimp farming has been given a major boost with the establishment of large shrimp ponds as part of Phase 1 of a government-supported initiative to increase the production of this species. Through this intervention, brackish water shrimp production has moved from 250,000 kilograms mid-last year to more than 500,000 kilograms currently. Plans are moving apace for the introduction of deep-sea aquaculture through the use of marine cages, an effort to mitigate the reported decrease in catches, both locally and across the world. Because of the international demand for shrimp and prawns, work is also underway to identify and develop some 2,000 acres of land for shrimp farming. Several large-scale local farmers have already started work on the establishment of processing facilities to bring even more value to the sector.